Hello everyone, welcome back to the Toy Corner. My name is Fett and today we'll be expanding both the Street Fighter and Star Wars collections on the toy shelf. Yes, it may only be 2 boxes to open, but as you can see we have several figures in this one, so we're still going to take a look at least 5 different figures today. But numbers shouldn't matter. Let's just go ahead and take a look at our new additions. We'll start today off with Jada Toys, Street Fighter 2 Ultra, The Final Challengers, Ken. Is it Ken Masters? Am I remembering that correctly? Who cares? Once again, we have the lovely arcade-style box, the joysticks, the buttons, the Player 1, Player 2, all that fun stuff. We have the gorgeous artwork on the side, we have the gorgeous artwork on the other side with some text if you care to read it, and of course we see our boy Ken standing up there, fist held high in victory, and our usual player select. I learned my lesson from Chun-Li, and know that I will have to go in from the bottom of the box, and yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, freed from his packaging, we can get a good look at the figure. We've got a lot of good muscle detail. The pants, the cloth that he's wearing here, the outfit I should say, also has that great texture, just like Chun-Li did. And his shirt up here is actually extremely soft, and it appears to be 2-piece. Oh. Well, isn't that interesting? So far, I think this character is very striking. I love the design, the way the hair looks with the little bit of wash on it, the blonde with the dark eyebrows, which definitely reminds me a little bit of He-Man. My son, too, the first thing he said was, he looks like He-Man. It's like, yes, you know what? Yes, he does. He got no shoes, but he does have peg holes, which means that we'll be able to get him onto a stand if needed. The joint over here is a little bit discolored, just like light, dark, light. It's not a big deal, it's just a little bit noticeable, and I'm just kind of curious if that was a little bit of a factory defect, or if that's true to the character. Is he supposed to look like he has? I don't think he would. Or maybe the wash just kind of pooled in there. I don't know. Either way, it still looks great. I mean, don't let me try to bash this toy. It's still great. It has all the articulation, the same articulation Chun-Li did. We have the double jointed legs, although they are a bit stiff, but I'm sure that'll work out. We have the usual foot movements, although his feet, they were in the package pointed down like this. Maybe, more like this. And it's causing a little bit of trouble getting him to stand up properly. But it's not like it's a really difficult thing, a little bit of finicking, and he's right where he should be. Fresh out of the package, of course, we have his fists. Nice fighting fists for a Street Fighter. And those, of course, can be swiped out for some Hadouken, some Fireball hands. Fireball. He has a alternate fighting face on his head there for when he needs to get serious. And, of course, with the Hadouken hands, he, of course, has the Fireball Hadouken, which is it? Is that even what he's doing? Is he just doing a Fireball? Anyway, he has the lovely clear stand and the effects part, so you can get some cool action poses. An interesting detail that I didn't notice from the box is they actually have the hands molded inside of the Hadouken effect. Is that true to the game? That's pretty cool. And yes, it does appear that our Ken's karate gi can come the whole way off to get you shirtless poses. Unfortunately, the belt doesn't latch to itself, so you couldn't really put the belt around him. I think that would have been just a good design to have the belt kind of latch to itself. I get why they did what they did. It makes it look better with his shirt on, but I just think that the pants look a little odd without the belt on there. Just a personal opinion. Still a nice feature. I like options. Options are a good thing. And because everything here is a super soft plastic, but the peg that it goes into is a nice hard plastic, it is very easy and smooth to get on and off. But of course, with 2 competitors, how could I not have them square off against each other? Maybe it's a friendly sparring match, maybe Ken owes her money, who knows. Either way, thus far I am absolutely enchanted by Jada Toys' Street Fighter 2 line, and I'm super happy to add Ken to the shelf. Alright, let's move along to our Star Wars Black Series. It appears to be a deluxe set with multiple figures. We have R5-D4, BD-72, and some pit droids. They look interesting, they look fun. But first, let's take a look at the box. We, of course, have our window display showing all the fun stuff that's in there. We have our artwork on the side. We have some artwork and the blurb on the back. We have nothing on this side. Standard affair with the Black Series. The boxes have, they're very minimal, they do what they need to do, but right now all it's doing is getting in the way, so let's go ahead and open it up. We'll start off with R5-D4, most famously known as the droid with a bad motivator that Luke passes up on and instead, his Uncle Owen buys R2-D2. But they did revive this droid and bring him back in The Mandalorian. It's not really a spoiler because it was on the toy box. It's not a big deal. Articulation-wise, it's pretty much the same thing that R2 had. I'm pretty sure these are... we'll compare later, but I'm pretty sure these have different colorations, but for the most part, the body, all the little panels and everything are exactly the same as R2-D2. In fact, with these blue legs, they might be the same. We'll compare it a little bit, and of course, he has his head turn, he has... Well, it has all of this. It has, of course, the little wiggles down here, and it does have a third leg underneath here. So, it can do the driving around. Just the rolling back and forth, leisurely, casually. And all of the same ports that opened up on R2, open on R4, who also has 5 fun little accessories that you can plug into any of the 6 holes there to give him some utility. I love that they do this with these little droids, these little astromech droids. I think it adds a level of play. With such limited articulation, it's kind of important to have these extra options. Options are always a good thing, and yes, I quite enjoy this. Its side panels here can also be removed and replaced with a jet effect, so it can move up and fly around a little bit. And of course, if you also want to get some other posing out of it, the fire effects can come off, so it stands ready to maybe blast off, lift off. It's options. Options are good. You can pretend the effects are there, or the effects can just be there. It is up to you. Play as you like. And just to compare the two together, yes, there are definitely several similarities. The legs are very close to the same, with just some different emphasis on some different colors. The bodies are pretty much the same one-to-one, which is neat, which is good, which is fine. Just some color differences. There's no problem with that, because they do both look nice and unique. You can easily tell them apart. I think it's fine, and reusing parts is very normal, whether it be for films, whether it be for toys. Everyone does it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Unfortunately, R2's panels do lock in place. Even though they look the exact same, these cannot come out, these can, so you cannot make your R2 fly around, which is too bad, because R2 did have that functionality in one of the prequel movies. I don't remember if it was Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith. I don't remember which one, but one of them, he definitely was able to lift off and fly. R2, I am going to use he, because they do that in the film, so as far as I know, that is the correct way to address him. Moving on from there, we have BD-72, quite a small droid, as you can see, but good articulation. We have some movement there, we have some movement there, and of course we've got I believe a ball joint for the head. Good paint job. Of course, also these shoulders, hips, whatever you would consider them, are also on ball joints, so they can move in and out. Very small, but a lot of good details and a lot of good articulation. I have no notes. This is a good addition. I like it. And of course, we have the pit droids. They're a little top-heavy, very narrow feet, difficult to stand, but still look very interesting. This one's sort of plain, so we're going to kind of take a look at the details. This one here, just get a good little turnaround, just so you can see all the fine, fun detail there. I remember one of the fun things about these, aside from the funny little chittering noises they make, is that they are able to fold up, and I'm guessing that's something they can do here, although I'll have to fiddle with it just a little bit. But before I check that, we'll look at the articulation. They have some good shoulder movement. They, of course, have elbows. They have wrists that can rotate. They have movement at 2 points on the head. It doesn't look like... No, it's not a ball, so it can't look left and right without turning its body, but it does have a nice ab crunch here. It has ball joints on the hips. It has knees. It has feet. And the joints do allow it to fold up and compress, although I don't really know how the compression, how the folding is supposed to work. This might not be even close to what it's supposed to be, but it does look like you can do that if that's something that you want to do. They are a little difficult to work with, and they are just extras added in, so I can't really blame them for that. The little bit of a bent, warped plastic there on this one. I don't think this one has the same problem, but I mean, It's very thin, very soft plastic, so I expect a little bit of trouble here and there, but you know, I love these little pit droids, the funny noises they make. I've loved them ever since they first appeared in Episode 1. I thought they were a great addition to the universe, to the different types of droids, and I'm happy to have them on the shelf, along with, of course, R4 and BD. And with that, we have several lovely new figures to add to the toy shelf to expand the collection. I thank you so much for being here on this next step in my toy collector journey, for joining me on any of my videos in the past, in the future. I thank you. If you have not done so already, be sure to jump onto whatever is your favorite social media platform, leave a nice comment, leave a nice compliment, do something to spread just a little bit of kindness today. And always remember to take care of yourself, take care of each other, simply take care.